see you. Great to have you on the show. Great to have you on the show. Now,
Thanks.
before we get into the movie, tell us, how did you get into filmmaking?
Well, I started in the industry around 1998. I started directing 1998, but I went into production 1993. I went through every position in production. I started with continuity and then moved up to assistant directing, moved up to PM, started writing stories. I even taught acting for 3 years with up and coming stars that are now big stars in the Philippines. And then eventually I got a break, 1998, to do my first feature. And from then on, I went into filmmaking and then doing advertising on the side.
Right. Okay. Now you're being quite modest, but you've won several awards for your films.
Yes, so far, yeah, a few. Yes, so far, yeah, a few.
A few. Okay. Now let's dive into On the Job. Now you said this is based on true events in the Philippines.
Yes.
Can you give us a little background on some of the events that happened? I mean, I have friends with Filipino, and I found it fascinating when I told them, I says, well, I'm talking to Erik Matti about his film. I mean, if you could just see their faces, they flipped in midair. They said, oh my God, you're talking to him. I says, yeah, we're going to have a conversation about his film. So tell us about the film.
Okay. Well, we got the story. I got the story like 10 years ago from a service driver in a shoot. And he was talking about working as a hitman inside a prison and making a living out of it. That story stuck with me. I started writing the script 4 years ago. I only got to writing it around that time, and further research revealed a lot more, a web of interesting details, details that involve the government, details that involve military people, and we started with an idea with just a small story of a prisoner going, just following the story of a prisoner going in and out of prison to kill. Eventually, it became like a bit more ambitious story that covers different parts of the Philippine story, uh, even up to involving the social political issues of Manila. And we were scared to produce this film because there's not much of something like this that's being made, like a conspiracy thriller slash action piece that's being made in the Philippines, and with a controversial topic. It's a big gamble.
Yeah, that was one of my next question was, how safe was it filming this particular type of film? Because you touch on various issues. I mean, you put a stick in a lot of people's eye with this particular film.
Well, we started out with a bit of a cautious move on how to film this, but eventually we realized that nobody really cares. when when you show something that's true, a lot of the politicians would rather be in denial than accept the fact that it's really happening. It's easy for them to dismiss this as just a film. It's just a movie, so it's not really happening. But we really tried to stick as true as possible to the processes involved. We didn't put in a lot of the artistic license into the story. We really went out of our way to show major processes and even the code of conduct between the police and the government. We tried to stay as close as possible to how it could happen in real life. and that we're really happy. If there's any license in the film, that's gonna be uh, the the Piolo character, the Francis character. He's a Philippine Military Academy graduate. For 7 years, he couldn't really be in that high a position in 7 years. We took a bit of license there. That with really good work, he could end up in that position.
I'm not supposed to give a movie review. However, the film has the look to me. It reminds me of the gritty crime drama films. I mean, The Replacement Killers, the updated version of Miami Vice with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, and Collateral with Tom Cruise. Was that on purpose to
Yeah.
give it that particular look?
Um, yeah. Michael Mann was a Michael Mann was a in writing the script. I probably watched a lot of those gritty crime dramas. One of which was Heat. Yeah, yeah. Some of the films were Le Cirque Roche of Pierre Melville, Jean-Pierre Melville. Some Johnny To films. And even Un Prophète, the prison drama by the French director Jacques Audiard. Those are some of the influences of the modern crime film noir that we tried to look into and uh, see the kind of dynamics that they have in the film.
Yes. Now, let's get to your actors. I mean, they live and breathe your direction. I mean, they were just fabulous. You have Joel Torre, who reminds me of Yun Fat Chow. He has that look. He just has that look, that sensitive part, but if you mess with him, you're going to get it. Then we have Palio Pasquale, he's torn. He is just torn in the middle. I mean, how did your directing style to pull the best out of them as far as actors and the whole cast?
Yeah. Uh, it was just I think the script dictated it for them. Um, we had a lot of sit downs one on one with each other, and then we even had several script meetings with all the other actors so that they know the dynamics between each of their roles in relation to the others. But basically, the script really laid it out for them. Uh, it, it, the major chunk of the work went into the reading of the script, and I think from there they truly understood where the character was going in and out, the arc of each of those characters, and it's just a matter of me supplying them with uh, not really what to do, but what not to do. I just wanted to go this route. Let's not go into melodrama. Let's not go into action cliches or action acrobatics. We really wanted to stay as matter of factly as much as possible with the way we attack violence, the plot points, even the dramatic relationships with other characters.
Right. Now, your shooting schedule. How long did it take you to shoot this?
This film was done in 6 months with a 33 shooting day schedule, which is quite fast. Which is quite fast. And given in the Philippines, most of the actors do TV shows, so it's hard to really book them for a film. You have to contend with their TV schedules. With this one, we're happy that in co-production with our company, Reality Entertainment, Star Cinema came on board and really pushed that this film be shot not simultaneously with their TV shows. So they parked the TV shows and gave us the actors 3 months each. In 3 months, we worked with Piolo. In 3 months, we worked with Gerald. and that gave us a lot of time to immerse the actors into the environment and not have them get confused with their TV role and their movie role and their TV role, you know. And I'm happy with the support of the, aside from all the four major characters, there's a really great ensemble character actors that we put together that is rarely seen in Philippine cinema, which is we're happy with.
Yeah, I saw so many, I mean, good actors doing their particular role and playing them quite well. Now, you went to Cannes this year, right? 2003. Tell us about your experience there.
Yes, Cannes was the icing on the cake, uh, because we were just happy to get this film produced for the local market for the Philippines, and Cannes opened the doors for on the job, eventually getting U.S. distribution, and right now we're into several other territories: Japan, Korea, Australia, France. It's showing in France in October, and because of Cannes, it gave the film high profile, and it made them focus a little more into the Philippines. It's been a while. It's been like 4 years since we had the Cannes entry. This year we had, aside from us, we had two others, and so it was great that now again world cinema is looking into the films coming out of the Philippines. This U.S. distribution is also helping us get a wider audience in North America for On the Job. It's just great that being in Cannes, it's a really huge festival where it seems like everyone in the film business globe in the whole world is there, and it's nice that your film is a part of it. It's like a seal of approval that your film is for everyone else in the world.
It must make you feel good that you're leading the charge as far as Filipino films getting better distribution, and I'm certain better films will come out of the Philippines now.
Yes, that's the main thing that we're proud of for On the Job, and that has been our vision for our company, Reality Entertainment. We have always been, I mean, the local market is always there, but then we couldn't afford to do ambitious projects because we know that our returns, our revenues in the local market is not getting bigger. So it was really necessary to look for a more international flavor for the film. A lot of our Filipino films end up in film festivals but never get sold. This is, I think, the most successful film, Filipino film that has come out of the Philippines, and we're just proud of it. We're hoping that this creates a bandwagon. Everyone tries to think of a bigger market that would still make accessible films, but with a smart sensibility to it.
One last thing before we wrap up the interview. They said one of your hobbies was cooking.
Where'd you get it?
Don't worry, we have our sources. So, what I would say after you film, you're relaxing. What is your favorite meal to cook?
Well, I mean, even if I die, it's my last supper. I'd cook a mushy scrambled egg and and crusty bread, and that's it.
Everybody, we've been having a great time. Director of On the Job, Erik Matti, director, everything else, and chief chef cook. Erik, thank you for spending time with the Phillip Siddiq Show. Good luck with the film.
Thanks. It was nice. It was great. Thanks, man.